Alright, ladies and gents, now it's time to conduct our flame test for our inorganic elements. Now, as we know, when subjected to heat or other energy, inorganic elements emit light. This is because their electrons are essentially jumping up from lower energy levels to higher energy levels, and as they fall back down from the high energy levels to the low energy levels, they emit light of specific wavelengths depending on the elements present. So the elements we're testing today are sodium chloride, lithium chloride, copper sulfate, barium nitrate, strontium chloride, potassium chloride, and we have 3 unknown liquids with unknown elements to compare. So the first thing we want to know is, of course, we have already decontaminated all of our flaming loops. The flaming loops are decontaminated by dipping them in nitric acid like so, and then flaming them off. And when we flame them off, we want to get them really red hot. So if it's glowing, it is good, as you can see. Alright, so once our loop is decontaminated, we dip it into our known sample. This time we're doing sodium chloride. And then we reintroduce it to the flame. You want to do it kind of at the edge so you can get a good idea of the color. And as you can see, it turns this like beautiful kind of orangish yellow. So kind of yellowish orange, very bright. And you might actually recognize that color from somewhere. Let's do that again. It's the same color as the sodium lights you see out on the highway, the street lights. They are sodium vapor lamps, and they give off the exact same color. So sodium is that like nice kind of yellowish orange color. So once again, to decontaminate, we're just going to place it into our nitric acid to soak, and then we'll flame it again later. So remember, sodium chloride, kind of a very bright yellowish orange. Next up, we're going to test our lithium chloride. Once again, we're just going to introduce our flaming loop to the liquid, and coming in at about the side. And what we're seeing this time with the lithium, kind of like a purpley red, very lovely color, reddish purple, very, very distinctive. So we will mark down our lithium chloride as reddish purple on our data sheets. This is on table 2. Next up, we're going to do our saturated copper sulfate. So just introduce our loop to this copper sulfate, and then we will introduce it back into our flame. So this time, kind of a greenish color, as you can see. It's very quick, so let's try it again. We'll dip it back into our copper. And once again, introduce it to the flame. So once again, that nice green color that you can see, very bright green. So we will put down our copper's results as bright green on our table 2. Make sure we want to decontaminate that. Next up, we have barium nitrate. So once again, introducing it to the flame. Barium, it's pretty quick, but you can kind of see it's got a little bit more on there. Kind of a yellowish with a slight greenish tint. So once again, so it's very quick flash, but once again, that kind of yellowish with a slight hint of green to it. There we go. It doesn't last very long. So once again, at the time, barium nitrate was the yellow-green, more yellow than green, but there's a little flash of green in there. Next up, we have our strontium. Use our loop to the strontium. side. And that one, a definitely reddish, but a more orange red. So let's try our strontium again. So it's got kind of an orangey red color to it. It's more, it's kind of a more orange than the lithium, which was more of a purple red. So once again, our strontium was an orange red. Next up we have our potassium. This is one of my favorites. So we'll add in the potassium a bit. If you look, that's almost like a beautiful lavender purple. Let's try that again. So once again, purple lavender color, very pretty. And if you recognize these colors, it's because they use these same elements to make all the colors in the fireworks we see on the 4th of July. So it's a nice purple color to that one. All right, gang, that's our known substances. Let's take a quick break and we'll check out our unknown while you record the known substances in table 2. So once again, sodium chloride is kind of orange. Lithium chloride was a purple red. Copper sulfate was a bright green. Barium nitrate was a kind of greenish yellow. Strontium was more of an orange red, and then potassium was the lavender. Next up, we are going to check our unknowns and compare them to our known samples.